Hello everyone, welcome back. Today we're going to be taking an updated look at YouTube TV. In just a moment. Just a quick reminder folks, remember to hit thumbs up. It helps others find quality content and allows us to continue to make videos like this for you. Click on subscribe and then hit the bell so you get notified anytime we add new content. Okay everyone, so let's take an updated look here at YouTube TV. As we can see, we're here on the website. What I'm going to do in this video is we're going to look at some of the features on the website very briefly here, and then we're going to go over to our Roku device and look at the actual YouTube TV app and see what we can do there. So here we can see that the service is $64.99 per month. There is a free trial of 2 weeks at the time of this recording. And at the time of this recording, again, they're doing a special here where you get it for $54.99 for the first 3 months. Next, we have the channels. Now we can see all the channels, and you can put your zip code in here to see what channels are available in your area. But generally speaking, the service offers a little over 85 channels. You will get your local channels. The one thing that's unique to YouTube TV is PBS. If you like PBS content, the only place you're going to get that is on YouTube TV. No other service is going to offer that as part of your local channels. So if that's really important to you, YouTube TV is kind of the only option right now at the time of this recording. Now here we can see how the services stack up against one another. The primary competitor they have listed here is Hulu plus Live TV, and then they have traditional TV services. Now as we can see, Hulu plus Live TV does not include PBS. So like I said earlier, the only place you're going to get PBS is either with a traditional TV service or YouTube TV. And then we can see the other details as well. Now I will put this website in the description. This is just a YouTube TV site, but you can come here and check out all these details for yourself. I'm not going to get too much into these details. We have add-ons here. They have premium networks such as HBO, Showtime, Epix. They have sports add-ons. And they have the 4K Plus add-on, which gives you a couple things. At the time of this recording, the 4K Plus add-on is $20 additional per month. So if you have the $64.99 a month price and you add $20 to that, that's going to be $84.99. But you do get 4K quality video, you get offline access to recordings, and you get unlimited streams. So it's kind of not too bad. For an extra $20 you're getting 4K quality, offline recordings, and unlimited streams. Next we can see that you can do a free trial. At the time of this recording they allow a 2-week trial. And then of course we have here TV made for you, no contracts, some of the other details listed there. Lastly, we have the devices where we can watch YouTube TV. And we can see those here. And if we want to see all the compatible devices, we can click this link. One more thing to note before we move on to the app is that YouTube TV currently is the only service with unlimited DVR storage space. But, and there's a little bit of a but here, you can only keep the recordings for 9 months. So you can call that unlimited. The space is unlimited, but the time is not unlimited. But I think 9 months is more than enough time to watch whatever it is you're going to watch. So it's very generous in my opinion. So with all that said, folks, let's head over to our Roku device and see what YouTube TV is all about. Okay folks, here we are on our Roku device. Now, this is kind of a unique situation with Roku. At the time of this recording, there's been some kind of dispute with Google, and they've pulled the actual YouTube TV app. However, you can still access YouTube TV. Hopefully by the time this video is released, this problem will be resolved with Roku and the actual app will come back. But for now, the only way to access it is through the regular YouTube app, which I'm going to show you now. So we're going to launch the YouTube app. And after we launch the YouTube app, we're going to go over to the left here, and we're going to go down to the bottom where it says YouTube TV. And we're going to tap OK, and then OK again to go to YouTube TV. And here we are in our YouTube TV app on our Roku device. So the first thing we're going to see is our home screen, and in here we're going to have top picks. We have various different categories rolling across the bottom here. We can resume watching. These are things that we already started to watch or that we were watching before, and we can resume those, which is nice. And then we have different categories. This is going to be very similar to what we see on other streaming services. Shows, add to membership, add to library, sports, upcoming games, news, top stories, and so on and so forth. Next, we're going to go to our library. This is a pretty extensive section. We have new in our library. In here we're going to have some different things that were recently recorded. Most watched. We have our scheduled recordings. We have shows, movies, sports, events, and things that we've purchased, all in our library. Now this is actually an account that's been used, so we have a lot of content there in the library. So that gives you a good idea of what the library function can do. Next, we'll take a look at the live guide. Now when we go to the live guide here, we can see that we have the default, or we can do a custom reordering of the guide. This is something you have to do on the YouTube TV website. So if you want to have a custom guide, you can do that on the YouTube TV website and then switch it in here between the default and the custom. I'm going to go back to the default for now. So we can see that I have my locals. And like I mentioned in the first part of the video, we have PBS. We have 3 different PBS stations as well as PBS Kids. So again, I think if you're a PBS watcher, if you like a lot of PBS content, this is the service to get for that, hands down. So I'm going to go ahead and try to switch to something here. Loads very quickly. We don't have the 4K package on this, so this is just the standard HD, and it appears to work very well. If I hit the back arrow, that takes me back to the guide. And I can go well into the future. If I go into the future and I select something that comes on later, I have options. I can add this to my library, or I can browse episodes. It'll also tell me a little bit about what I selected. So that's nice. Very simple guide, but it provides all the functionality that's needed. Next, we're going to do our typical search that we do on every service. I'm going to search for house, and I can already tell you that this is a Google service, so I'm going to get a lot of results. So here we are. We have the top picks. At the top here, we can scroll through all the different results, which is really nice. All the different search term results. So I have top picks, I have on now and upcoming from the library. So this search function will actually pull results from my library as well as the rest of the YouTube TV content library. We have on demand, similar shows. So this is a very nice search function, and we get a lot of results, which means, as I'm sure you expected, that YouTube TV has a ton of content. I'm going to go ahead and go into our settings at this point. Now in the settings, we have our membership. We can see that I have the base plan. We have our billing area. And this tells us what our payment method is, our upcoming charges, and how to manage our billing. Family sharing. So this is interesting. With YouTube TV, you can actually do family sharing, I believe, with up to 5 family members. So instead of them having to use your Google account to log in, you can share the YouTube TV subscription with them. They can log into their Google account, use the subscription, and all the content for their library and all the things that they watch will all be tied to their Google account and not interfere with your experience on YouTube TV. So that's very nice. We can go in here. The family sharing has to be set up on tv.youtube.com. So next we have the 4K. Currently we have the base plan. We can add 4K plus if we want to add that. Downloads. So we can download recordings to our mobile device, but we have to have the 4K plus package in order to do that. Now under streaming limits, we're going to have, at the time of this recording, 6 streams. If we add the 4K plus package, we will get unlimited streams. Next we have the live guide, and this is just going to tell us to go to the website in order to customize the live guide. Autoplay on start. The default is to have that on. We can turn that off. If you don't want the video to automatically start playing when you start the app, this will fix that issue. I'm going to turn that off. Next we have our filter. This is kind of like a parental control section. This is going to filter out things, but it's only going to apply to this device, and it will not apply to downloaded content. Next we have privacy. We can pause our search history, our watch history, and we can delete both of those as well from here. Next we have the sports. If I go in here, I can autoplay key plays. By default, that's going to be off. And we can also connect our NFL.com fantasy football if you're into that. That's pretty much it for the settings. You can see our location here is set to the Baltimore area, and we can do things like exit, sign out, and that kind of thing. The last thing I want to look at is the playback controls, and we're going to look at those for both live TV and for the on-demand content. So let's go back to the live TV, and let's put on the news here. And I'm going to pause it so you can see that I can pause. So I obviously have pause and play functionality. And I have some options down here. I can switch the audio to secondary audio. You can see we have an auto pause set up, so if we don't do anything with the remote after 4 hours, it's going to stop streaming. We can send feedback, and then we can also enable stats for nerds. Here we can change the quality of the streaming. I recommend you leave this on auto. This will automatically give you the best stream for your network connection. If you have a limited internet connection, so in other words, if you have a data cap and you're nearing that data cap, or if you have problems with playback, for example, the video is pausing and buffering, you can manually reduce this. But I believe in 99% of the cases, auto is going to be the best option to leave this on. We have closed captioning. We can add this to our library, and we can also get more information directly from here. We have TV networks. Episodes. So whatever it is we're watching, in this case it's our local news, we can look at all the different episodes that are available, and then we can find more to watch. This is going to be similar content to the content that we're currently watching. I can also fast forward, but that's taking me forward 15 seconds. And the rewind button also takes me back 15 seconds. I can also use the arrows on my Roku remote to move back and forward 15 seconds. Let's go ahead and resume playing. Now if you continue to hold, it's going to continue to go through whether you choose to rewind or fast forward. So it does work. It's just a little different than the other streaming services that we've reviewed. Okay, so the last thing that we want to do is we want to look at both the playback controls for the on-demand content, and we also want to look at the options that we have when we go into a particular title. So I'm going to pick something here. Let's see. Let's look at a documentary. This looks interesting. So when we open a title, we have some different options. We can add to our library. We can set a mobile reminder. We can watch it now. We can find out more about it. We can look at the lead cast, which this is really nice. So, and I can even go into this person, and it's going to do a search for everything that this person is in. So if for whatever reason you like Sam Neill, you can click on Sam Neill and it's going to show you everything that he's in. That's a pretty interesting function. We can also look at similar titles. Next, let's look at game shows, because the game shows are going to be a little bit different than like a documentary. It's only going to have one episode. So let's just go into Wheel of Fortune really quickly here. And if we go into this, we have a few different options. We have scheduled. So we have things that are coming up. And then we have the other options as well. So we have some good options. So the last thing we want to do here is let's go back to our documentaries and let's look at the playback controls for something that's on demand. So we're going to say watch now. Okay, and we're going to pause this. Now, if we look, we can see these little yellow dots across the bottom of the screen. Those are ad breaks. So those are the points at which we're going to see ads. And then we can see if we go down, all of our controls are very similar to live TV. So this is very uniform across whether you're watching live TV or whether you're watching on-demand content. The only thing I'm really seeing here that's different is it actually shows me where the ad breaks are. And I don't necessarily see that on live TV. So this, in a nutshell, folks, is YouTube TV. The service is mostly the same as the last time I reviewed it. The price has changed a little bit. They have added some features. The 4K package is something new, and I think it's a good value. If you want 4K content, you get that, and you get some additional features as well. And if you don't want that, you can have a slightly lower price and still get all of the content that you want. So I definitely think you should try it out. They offer a 2-week trial. See if it works for you. And like I said, PBS content is big. If you're into PBS, if you like watching PBS, this is the only place other than traditional TV services that you're going to get PBS. Folks, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. It helps others find quality content on YouTube, and we really appreciate it. Click on subscribe, and then click the bell to get notified whenever new content is added. As always, your comments, questions, and suggestions are welcome below, and we thank you very much for watching.